Hey friends, before we start, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more emotional stories that touch your heart and remind you that sometimes, miracles come from the most unexpected places. Now, let's begin. It all started on a gray morning when the towering black gates of the Grant mansion creaked open once again. Another nanny was leaving, her face pale, her suitcase rolling behind her, and her patience completely gone. The staff watched quietly as she muttered under her breath, "Those twins are impossible." The heavy gates closed with a thud that echoed through the vast marble halls. Inside, the house was silent, but not peaceful. It was the kind of silence that felt tired. For months, millionaire Ethan Grant, one of New York's most respected real estate moguls, had been hiring and losing nannies faster than anyone could imagine. His twin children, Liam and Lily, just 7 years old, were smart, mischievous, and deeply broken inside. They had lost their mother, Amelia, 2 years ago in a tragic car accident, and no amount of money could heal that wound. Ethan tried everything. Therapists, tutors, the most expensive child specialists. But nothing worked. The twins refused to talk to anyone except each other. They hid food under their beds, poured paint on the walls, locked nannies out of rooms, and screamed whenever someone mentioned their mother's name. That's when Maria entered their lives. She wasn't a nanny. She was just a maid. Quiet, polite, and humble. She came from a small town and worked 2 jobs to support her sick mother back home. Her hands were rough from scrubbing floors, and her clothes were simple, but her eyes held a calm kindness that most people overlooked. When Maria first saw the twins, they were sitting at the top of the stairs, glaring down like little guards protecting a secret. She smiled at them. They didn't smile back. They simply turned and disappeared behind the hallway door. That night, Ethan came home late. His tie was loose, his face tired. He sighed as he poured himself a drink. "Maria," he said, "if you ever want to quit, just say it. I won't blame you. Those kids, they're not easy." Maria looked at him softly. "Sir," she said, "children don't become difficult without a reason. Maybe they just need someone who doesn't leave." Ethan looked at her for a long time. No one had said that to him before. Days turned into weeks. Maria quietly did her work, dusting the grand piano that hadn't been touched in years, cleaning the children's playroom filled with toys they never used, cooking small meals that went untouched on the dining table. But she noticed things others missed. Liam had nightmares every night but pretended to be brave in the morning. Lily hid her drawings under the bed, pictures of a woman with long brown hair and kind eyes. Their mother. One morning, Maria found Lily crying alone in the garden. She didn't ask questions. She just sat down beside her, folding laundry in silence. After a while, Lily whispered, "You don't yell like the others." Maria smiled. "I don't think yelling helps anyone." For the first time, Lily smiled back. From that day, something began to change. Maria didn't force the twins to behave. She didn't lecture them. She just stayed. When Liam spilled juice, she handed him a towel and said, "Accidents happen." When Lily threw a tantrum, she said, "I'll wait till you're ready." Slowly, the walls the children had built began to crack. One evening, Maria found an old family photo in the kitchen drawer, Ethan, Amelia, and the twins when they were babies. She cleaned the frame and placed it back on the mantel. The next morning, Lily saw it and froze. "That's Mama," she whispered. "Yes," Maria said gently. "She's beautiful." The twins stared at the photo for a long time, tears filling their eyes. Then, without saying a word, they ran upstairs. That night, Ethan found them asleep together on their mother's bed, something they hadn't done since she passed away. Ethan turned to Maria, his voice breaking. "How did you do it?" Maria smiled faintly. "Sometimes, you don't need to fix children. You just need to love them enough that they want to heal." But just when peace seemed to return, trouble struck again. One afternoon, while Maria was folding sheets, she overheard a phone call. Ethan was arguing with someone. "No, I can't send them to boarding school," he shouted. "They're finally doing better." But the voice on the other side was firm. It was Ethan's business partner. "Your company is collapsing. You have no choice. You need time to rebuild. You can't handle 2 kids and a crumbling empire." Maria felt her chest tighten. She knew what that meant. If Ethan lost everything, the twins would lose the only home they had left. That night, she found Ethan sitting in the dark study, head in his hands. "You're going to lose the company, aren't you?" she asked quietly. He nodded. "And when it's gone, what kind of father will I be? I couldn't save my wife. Now I can't even save their future." Maria knelt beside him. "Maybe what they need isn't your money, sir. Maybe they just need you." Her words sank deep. Ethan didn't reply, but when she left, he stared at the photo on his desk, his family, smiling before the storm. And for the first time in years, he prayed. The next morning, chaos struck again. The twins were missing. Maria ran through the halls, heart pounding. The back door was open, and little footprints led toward the woods behind the mansion. Without thinking twice, she ran after them, through mud, rain, and wind. She found them sitting by a pond, shivering. Lily was holding a wet photo of their mother, crying. "We just wanted to see her," Liam sobbed. "We thought maybe we'd find her in the sky." Maria dropped to her knees and wrapped them both in her arms. "You don't have to find her," she whispered. "She's right here, in every memory, in every smile. You carry her inside you." The children clung to her, crying harder, and she cried too. When they returned home, Ethan was waiting, terrified and furious, but when he saw Maria holding them close, something in him broke. He hugged his children tightly, whispering, "I'm sorry. I should have been here all along." From that day, things changed forever. Ethan began spending mornings with the twins, cooking breakfast himself. The house, once cold and empty, filled with laughter again. And Maria, quiet, humble Maria, became the heart of it all. She wasn't just their maid anymore. She was family. Months later, Ethan gathered the courage to ask her, "Maria, would you consider staying with us permanently? Not as an employee, but as someone we can't imagine our lives without?" She smiled, tears glistening in her eyes. "Sir, I already decided that the day your children called me Mama for the first time." Time passed. The Grant mansion, once haunted by grief, now bloomed with warmth. Ethan rebuilt his company slowly, not for pride, but for his children. The twins grew up knowing that love doesn't always come from where you expect. It sometimes walks in quietly, with a mop in one hand and a heart full of kindness. And Maria? She never stopped being humble. But she became something greater, a reminder that sometimes, you don't need millions to make a family whole. You just need love that never gives up. And that's the story of the Millionaire's twins who drove every nanny away, but the maid did what no one expected. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, because somewhere out there, another story of love, loss, and healing is waiting to be told. Red Heart.